Thank you. At Pubble, we're building the world's best product-specific Q&A platform. Product-specific is a very important differentiator because Pubble allows customers to ask questions about individual products. And our target customers are e-commerce sites, big brands, universities, amongst others. An example will help to show the power of Pubble and the scale of the opportunity that we're looking at. Imagine you want to buy a ski jacket. You're in the store and you want to spend your hard-earned cash. So you ask the sales assistant the question, what is the exact waterproof rating of this jacket? Will he or she know the answer? If they don't know the answer, are you still prepared to leave your hard cash go and take the risk that that jacket is actually waterproof? But consider another option. What if you could get an instant answer to your question about that specific jacket just by talking to your mobile device? If you're now 100% sure that that jacket is waterproof, aren't you more willing to buy it? At the point of purchase, Pubble enables customers to make intelligent, educated decisions about the products they're buying by giving them answers to the questions that they ask. It's that simple. And that's why our customers love what we're doing. Pubble enables our customers to build incredible knowledge bases around every single product that they sell. Knowledge bases that get richer and better every single day. Pubble is live at the moment. In the past 12 months, we've signed up over 100 customers who pay us on an annual subscription basis. On e-commerce sites powered by Pubble, reports have shown that by answering a customer's question, the customer is 4 times more likely to buy than a customer whose question has not been answered.
You're out of time, speaking of questions
Okay.
and answers. And so tell the panel and everybody how we're going to make money, when we're going to make money, potential.
Okay, as part of a seed round, we're looking for a 750k investment as part of a 1 million seed round. We believe that in 3 years we can grow the company to $15 million, and we believe that that will give a 10x return on any money that's put in.
Great answer, perfect answer to the question. Who's got the first question? Paul, please.
Sure. Can you tell us a little bit about your team? This team is very important. You know, the fact you have an idea is interesting, but
Sure.
when I invest in the jockey, I don't invest in the horse.
Absolutely. I was actually getting to that, but I ran out of time. The Pubble team is 7 strong. I'm a co-founder with my business partner. We started a training company about 10 years ago, and we grew that training company to about $1 million in revenue from Ireland. This is our second startup, well, third, if you consider that this is a spawn of another startup that we started. But we had a problem with that in that we couldn't commercialize it. It was a great idea for us, but we couldn't commercialize it. So we pivoted a little bit and changed our business model. We got the Q&A platform onto the customer site, and then bang, the customers were interested. They started buying all of a sudden because the information was enriching their sites about their specific products and engaging with the customer, helping their SEO and all the benefits.
Okay, Manali?
How do you create the freshness of the content as well as what do you need from the ecosystem that's around in the e-commerce platform?
Okay. Do you mean creating the knowledge base from scratch? Is that the initial question?
I think there are 2 aspects. The freshness. So one jacket may have 5 different types. How do you make sure each one of them is accurate and correct? Tomorrow, if they come up with a new feature, how is it updated?
Okay. Well, the whole idea that we're getting at is that it's the user base that creates the questions and the interest around the product. It's not from the company to say that we have a new feature or a new, some new stripe on the jacket, because maybe the customer isn't really interested in that. So we allow the customer to ask questions about the features that are valuable to them, the answers to their questions. So if you ask a question, right, you're going to be interested in the answer to that question. So for you, it's a very important question. So that's how we build it up, by constantly allowing people to simply ask a question right there on the site about the specific product.
Other questions, Nikolai?
Yeah. Hello. Okay, so could you tell me a little bit about your business model?
Yeah. Okay, so we have, our route to market takes three different strands. One, we have direct sales, so we knock on the doors of the customer. And within that, we have what we would say some strategic customers as well, where they will give us access to a channel that maybe is plugged into them. Sorry.
How do you charge for it? Like how do you monetize it?
Okay, so we charge, let's say if it's an e-commerce site, we charge them based on the number of products they have, the number of hits they get on the website, the number of questions that are asked. Like we will sit down with them and discuss, you know, basically how busy they are, and then charge them based on that.
Shoot them off. Market size is interesting. Competitive landscape, there's get satisfaction, there's all these different services.
Yeah.
Very similar. How do you compare to
Similar
them? What's the
different.
market size? Fraction, those are kind of.
Okay.
Quick answers if you can.
Okay. A lot of companies we come up against do reviews. So we are laser specific on the product, and it's questions and answers on the product, and that lives on the product page. So, you know, a lot of time we get asked, but Cora do questions and answers, and yes they do, but the information with Cora lives on the Cora site. We're right down at the product level, ask the question about the product, and get a specific answer relating to that product. We don't go at the layer above that. So with content platforms, you know, Amazon.
How big is the market? Because we're almost at it.
You know, I honestly don't know, but I know that the market is huge. I mean, if you can walk into any retail store and ask a question about a product, I can't begin to guess the size of the market, but it's huge.
Okay, we're going to switch to feedback now, and we'll start with Alan, please.
Yeah, so, you know, I think that I didn't get a chance to ask about you know, your adoption to date from retailers and who your big customers are so far, but it seems to be there are two hurdles, right? You have to get enough retailers to adopt your solution, and then train enough customers to use this. So it seems like a very tricky proposition. There is a company you should be aware of called 3.5, and they focus exactly on what you do, but on a very, very specific niche, which is outdoor gear. So they work for like REI and North Face and all these extreme outdoor gear retailers and companies, and they make sure that the customer service agent or the retail salesperson on the floor knows exactly how to answer questions. So it's a knowledge base for the employee, but then it gets relayed to the customer. So it seems interesting. You know, what you're saying is you don't have to rely on the companies, the retailers, employees, which is interesting. Yeah.
Paul, please.
Sure. So just to build off of what Alan had to say, one of the things you need to be focused on is what is your differentiation in the market. There are quite a few companies, at least in this area, that are trying to do exactly what you're doing. So what I need to understand when you talk to me is what makes you special. What's your secret sauce?
Sure.
Okay? And I didn't hear that. Okay. The other piece of advice I would say to you, and again I touched on this, is it's important to let us know early in your talk, and so this is true to everybody out there, who you are and who the team is. Because again, we're investing first in you guys, right? Because this is a relationship. So it's important we get to know you. I've got to know you, trust you, and like you, or my checkbook stays in my pocket.
Okay. Ollie?
Yeah, I think everything they said, but on top of that, you need to know your competitive landscape, where you fit into this whole big e-commerce world, which is pretty huge. It's kind of a roadmap for you where you're going, and then if you don't understand that, I don't think you can come up with a differentiation, or I don't think you can decide where the content comes from. Is user going to spend time on your site giving you the content when they can find it somewhere else, or asking you questions? So a lot of those questions will become a problem if you don't have a bigger picture, and you can just collaborate or curate the content sometimes. There are a lot of options out there, but you don't seem to have that knowledge today. I hope you capture it tomorrow.
All right.
Nikolai?
I will echo some of the things. What I would like to see in the pitch was team. who are you? Why are you in a good position to succeed? What are you doing? Like, I don't want to know all your history from the get-go, just why are you really in a good position to do this well? Then you mentioned the 4 times more likely, but I would like you from the get-go to say, this is the pain we're seeing. Like, you're losing this much sales, every retailer, da da da. Our product solves this. This is why we're different. This is why, again, the competitive landscape. You need to know it really well. Say, hey, we are 5 times better, or whatever it is. Quantify it. I like that. And then market size. For me, it's not okay. This is a niche market. We all have different mindsets, but this mic is, it's on and off. Yeah. But I'm only interested in very sizable opportunities. You know, it needs to be really big. Otherwise, otherwise a venture fund doesn't really work. As simple as that. And that's what I do. So that's it, I think.
Okay, good. So now comes the hard part for the judges.